Good morning, ma'am. My name is Alima Inwa, taking Bachelor of Elementary Level 2. The topic that was assigned to me to report is about Republic Act Number 4670, the Magna Carta for all public schools. Magna Carta is a document consisting fundamental guarantee of rights and privileges. The Magna Carta is all about the rights and privileges for all teachers in the public school. As a future teacher, we need to study this law and for us to defend ourselves or our teacher in the future, especially if we are in the public school or we are in public schools, we need to have knowledge about this law. Magna Carta means it's a greater charter. It's a document guaranteeing English political liberties that was drafted and made by the rebel teams and signed by King John June 15, 2015 under pressure from his rebellion barons. In the global teacher status, I saw that the country that they valued their teacher was in China and Malaysia. They treat their teacher like doctors in others. They value their teacher. So through to this Magna Carta, we can show how we value our teacher, how we improve our profession here in the Philippines to all the public school teacher. Leave and retirement benefits. Section 24, study leave. In addition to the study leave privileges now enjoyed by teacher, the public school, they shall be entitled to study leave not exceeding 1 year after 7 years of service. Such leave shall be granted in accordance with the schedule set by the Department of Education. During the period of such leave, the teacher shall be entitled to at least 60% of their monthly salary. Provide, however, that no teacher shall be allowed to accumulate more than 1 year study leave, unless he needs an additional semester to finish his thesis for a graduate study in education or allied courses. Provided further that no compensation shall be due the teacher after the first year of such leave. In all cases, the study leave period shall be counted for seniority and pension purposes. And also, the compensation allowed for 1 year study leave as here provided shall be subject to the condition that the teacher takes the regular study load and passes at least 75% of his courses. Study leave of that 1 year permitted by the Secretary of Education but without compensation. And this section 24 says that hindi ka basta-basta nakakapag-leave without the schedule by the Department of Education. If you want to have study leave, you first have permit to the Department of Education. Because hindi lang isa yung gusto na magkaroon ng study leave, but marami. More than 1 year that you can use this study leave. And those who want to this study leave will counted as seniority and pension. And for section 25, indefinite leave. An indefinite leave, sick leave of absence shall be granted to teacher when the nature of the illness demands a long treatment that will exceed 1 year at the last. This indefinite leave is all about if you have sick or illness that the treatment is long. Ito yung indefinite leave, ito yung sample, magkakasakit ka ng matagal, tapos matagal bago ka gumaling. So you can use this indefinite leave to live first in your work or as a teacher. And for section 26, salary increases upon retirement. Public schools shall, having fulfilled the age and service requirement of the applicable retirement law, shall be given one ring salary raise upon retirement, which shall be the basis of the computation of the sum of the retirement pay and the monthly benefits thereafter. This salary increase upon retirement. Sa teacher kasi, if matanda ka na, hindi mo na kaya magturo, you can retire to your work. You can retire. So this salary increase upon retirement. Salary increase upon retirement. If they retire but they want to teach again, they can, but they can give a increased salary. Not other teacher want to teach because they increase their salary, but they want to teach because of their passion and love into teaching. And this salary increase and retirement is for all teacher that they retire but they want to teach again, and their salary can increase. And for teacher organization, this is for teacher organization. Section 27. Freedom to organize. Public school teachers shall have the right to freely and without previous authorization both to establish and to join organization of their choosing, whether local or national, to further and defend their interests. This organization is you are free to join to any organization. You are free to join to that end through teacher organization. Section 27. Freedom to organize. Public school teachers shall have the right to freely and without previous authorization both to establish and to join organization of their choosing, whether local or national, to further and defend their interests. This section 27 says that the teacher is free to join other organization, whether local or national nga organization. They can join there. They can create a organization. The good thing is, if you join to the organization, you have the protection by that organization. They can protect you if there is a case that that happened to you. They can protect you in yourself. Then section 26. Discrimination against teacher prohibited. The right established in the immediately preceding section shall be exercised without any interference or coercion. It shall be unlawful for any person to commit any act of discrimination against teacher which are calculated to a. Make the employment of a teacher subject to the condition that he shall not join organization or shall religions membership in organization. B. To cause the dismissal of or otherwise prejudice a teacher by reason of his membership in organization or because of participation in organization activities outside school hours or with the consent of the proper school authorities with school hour. 2C. To prevent him from carrying out the duties laid upon him by his position in organization or to penalize him for undertake that capacity. This section 28 says about discrimination against teacher. It is all about when we discriminate the teacher, or as a teacher we are discrimination by others. This discrimination against teacher is There is very prohibited to discriminate teacher because we have a right as a teacher to not discriminate others. We have a right as a teacher. Example of this is there is a teacher and they want to apply to the school, and the principal ask here to if they want to continue to apply to that school, and meaning of that is the principal discriminate to the teacher, even she not say something, but there is a discrimination against there have a discriminate to that teacher. And for section 29, National Teacher Organization. National Teacher Organization shall be consulted in the formulation of the education policies and professional standard, and the formulation of national policies governing the social security of the teacher. This National Teacher Organization is not good that we join in the organization, that we are not follow the law or rules that the organization said to that organization, give the national, or we don't follow to the policies that the government that the national policies give to that organization. So as a teacher, or we or I, or we as a teacher, we must follow the rules and regulation, because we are teacher. We know the rights and regulation of that organization. We are the first that follow to that policies or rules that set by the national policies. Administration and enforcement. In section 30, rules and regulation, the Secretary of Education shall be formulate and prepare the necessary rules and regulation to implement the provision of this act. Rules and regulation issued pursuant to this section shall take effect 30 days after publication in newspaper of general circulation, and by such other means as the Secretary of Education deems reasonably sufficient to give interested parties general notice of such issuance. This section 30 is about rules and regulation. Is about the admin need to set or prepared a rules and regulation to this to implement to this provision of this act. And rules and regulation issue pursuant to this section shall be effect 30 days. The rules and regulation can effect after 30 days after publication in the newspaper. The rules and regulation effect if the rules and regulation take or effect 30 days before 30 days, and the after 30 days of publication in a newspaper, and such means as the Secretary of Education names reasonable is sufficient to give, and the Secretary of Education deems reasonably or sufficient to give interested parties to the to that NAPES. And for section 30, budgetary estimate. The Secretary of Education shall submit to a Congress annually the necessary budgetary estimate to implement the provision of this act concerning the benefits here granted to public school teacher under employ of the national government. And this section 33, it's all about budgetary estimate. And in the news we say that we must submit budgetary estimate. In that like example, the teacher, if the teacher they want to buy material to the school, they must submit the budgetary estimate they must submit the budgetary to the Secretary of Education, and they after they submit to the Secretary of Education, they submit again to the Congress for the copy to that budget that they use. And for section 32, final provision, a person who shall willfully interfere, restrain, or coerce any teacher in the exercise of his right granted by this act, or who shall in any other manner commit any act to defeat any of the provision of this act shall, upon conviction, be punished by fine of not less than 100 pesos nor more than 1,000 pesos, or by imprisonment in the discretion of this court. As a teacher, we have the right to protect ourselves to any harm. This penal provision is you can fine of not less than 100 pesos nor more than 1,000 pesos, or by imprisonment in the discretion of the court. It's different to the discretion of the court. If the offender is a public official, the court shall order. If the offender is a public official, the court shall order his dismissal from the government service. If the offender daw is galing sa public official, the court daw can order to dismiss to the government service. If yung nagkasala is nagtatrabaho siya sa public or sa in section 33, repealing clauses, all act or parts of act, executive orders under implementing rules and consistent with the provision of this act, hereby repealed, amended, or modified accordingly. It's repealing clauses. And for section 34, separability clauses. If any provision of this act is declared invalid, the remainder of this act is to any provision not affected by shall remain of force and effect. Lastly, for section 35, this act shall taken upon effect upon its approval. This section is taking effect upon its approval, and this section was approved in June 18, 1965. And that's and as a followers of God, we must follow what God set rules that we need to follow to this word. According to this section, they mention about rights and privileges. We have the right to protect ourselves, and we have the right to protect ourselves to any harm that we encountered in this world, but do not uh, wag tayong mawala ng pag-asa wag tayong mawala ng pag-asa na uh, kahit wala man tayong magagawa sa kung anong right ang nakasaad, dapat pa rin tayong mag-thank you uh, that God give this we must thank that God give us knowledge about this section, about this Magna Carta. We must in section 33, repealing clauses. All act or parts of act, executive orders under implementing rules and consistent with the provision of this act hereby repealed, amended, or modified accordingly. These are repealing clauses. And for section 34, separability clauses. If any provision of this act is declared invalid, the remainder of this act is to any provision not affected by shall remain of force and effect. Lastly, for section 35, this act shall taken upon effect upon its approval. This section is taking effect upon its approval, and this section was approved in June 18, 1965. And that's and as followers of God, we must follow what God set rules that we need to follow to this word. According to this section, they mention about rights and privileges. We have the right to protect ourselves, and we have the right to protect ourselves to any harm that we encountered in this world, but do not wag tayong mawala ng pag-asa na kahit wala man tayong magagawa sa kung anong right ang nakasaad, dapat pa rin tayong mag-thank you that God give this we must thank that God give us knowledge about this section, about this Magna Carta. We must